Hello everyone, welcome. We are here for part 2 of our October color along out of Gnome Sweet Gnome by Teresa Goodrich. So this is the book we are working in. And here is the page. This is everything we did in part 1. I have not gone back and touched this at all. So I'm going to jump in today. We're going to get some of this ground done and some of the background, and hopefully that will help anybody who's still struggling on this page or anybody who needs some company while they color their page. So I'm going to pull out my Prismacolors and we will get started. I think I'm going to start down here with this dirt. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this part darker brown, more dirt colored. And up here I'm going to keep it kind of lighter yellow-green for the hayfield. That's my plan so far anyway. I'm going to keep with the little red barn. Of course I'm going to carry these around for the trees. So we don't have a whole lot left here. So let me quickly pull those colors because I'm realizing I did not bring the right colors for my dirt, and we'll get started. Alright, so this is going to sound like a little bit of a weird color combination, but we're going to run with it anyway. This is burnt ochre, beige, sienna brown, and sepia. And what I'm going to kind of do is use these to create some highlights on the dirt that give it a little bit of texture. Nothing too complicated. But I don't just want a flat brown spot here. That's really going to put a damper on the page if we just have a clump of brown here. So that's my thinking behind it. I'm going to start with burnt ochre. And I'm just going to kind of line my different rows here. Now if you want to make these grass, you can see where some of them are standing up. They kind of look like grass. This isn't one of the done ones, is it? That works as well. I think I'm going to keep mine kind of dirt. I might come in with a little bit of green. But I think I am going to keep this mostly a dirt patch. We do want to remember that these come all the way out over here. This is not my darkest color, and I am not, with that spot I'll keep grass. I'm not blending or burnishing or getting the right white out of the paper, nothing like that. We're just kind of plotting. Lots of plotting. And I kind of, this gives me a really good idea, you know, of how dark things are going to be, how much brown's going to be there. And it probably would have been a better idea to do this first if you're trying to balance your page or struggle with colors. I already had mine planned, so a little late for me. This wheel got kind of cut off and not finished in the leaves, so I'm going to guess that that's, I mean, it's not going to be too big a difference. I don't think anybody's going to really notice, but for my peace of mind, I'm going to carry my dirt all the way through. So this one probably needs to come through here a little bit. And then I'm going to lightly base this whole patch right here. And I'm not coloring the big rocks, but the little rocks, I'm going to come back with a darker color anyway. And then of course not coloring the grass if I can help it. Alright, so all that was done in our burnt ochre. And I'm actually going to quickly come in, go around this grass so I don't have to fight it later. Which I'm on camera here. It is snowing here today in Wyoming. I almost was going to pull out a cozy page and then I was like, nope, we're going to get this one done first. So I am, this is my sepia. This is my darkest color. So I'm going to come in and kind of where she's already got the shadows built in for us. I'm just going to come in and kind of put them in with my dark. See what I'm doing here. So this I'm going to use as a shadow. These lines I'm going to call shadows. I'm not 100% sure if that's what she was going for, but it's how I'm working it. Put this shadow in over here so it makes it look like the tractor's coming forward. I'm going to lightly kind of shadow around this tire. Same purpose. Makes it look like the tractor is going to be moving forward when I get my other colors in. Again, I'm going to come in right here and add my darker to the very bottom. It does take a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Right. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with that sienna brown. And this is where it's going to get a little, I'm still going to leave some white in the middle. So I'm going to put these colors down. I'm even going to come in and flick my grass in. So grass, you want to have a super sharp tip on whatever color you choose to do your grass. We are going to flick. And it'll look kind of silly going over the black, especially because I don't have my dark green with me. But that will turn out to look more grassy. The more flicking in different directions you do, the more real glass-like look you'll get. We're going to take our beige. And again, I'm not blending these colors together yet. I do not want to put my beige down first, because when you try to color over beige and sienna brown and things like that with this, it changes the color, which is perfect for what we are trying to create right here, but not for if you're wanting this nice deep concentrated color. I'm going to turn this a little bit and hopefully you can still see. I know it's kind of hard to watch someone go sideways, but I need to tackle this section right here real quick. I'm trying to keep with the flow of the lines she has going. They don't have to be perfect, but I am trying to kind of stick with that a little. And then anywhere I have that dark brown, I want to make sure I have this sienna brown over it, because this beige is not going to blend well with just dark brown. It's going to look very, very harsh. So all I'm doing is going in and making sure everywhere I put beige, I got a little bit of that. This again, I'm going to make look like run over grass. It's totally up to you. If you want it to be a shadow, it just feels like a good spot to add a little more green. Again, I'm trying not to have a huge clump of dark brown right here on my page. I feel like a big dark is going to draw our eye to right here. We want our focus to be the gnome. Okay, so give me 1 sec to come in and kind of fill all this in, and then that way I can show you how I plan on blending and how this will come together. So give me 1 second. Okay, so there's what it looks like before blend, and this is kind of where the magic happens and kind of why doing it out of order works really well. So we went in with our burnt ochre, and then we put our shadows in with our sepia. Then we put a layer of sienna brown down, and then we beiged everything that was still white. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that burnt ochre and we're going to come back over our beige and everything, and that's why I said it's neat how it kind of comes together, but we're going to go right over the top. And I'm still going to use this beige to blend everything together just a little better, and then we can darken a little if we need to. I'm going to make sure, I think it looked a little light right there. I might have skipped the beige right there. But again, I'm going to come over with that nice burnt ochre and see how light that burnt ochre is now compared to where we've put it everywhere else. And that's because it's going over the beige. So that beige isn't sticking out as the beige color it is down here, but it is giving us that nice lighter effect. And so I'm just kind of doing the top like that. And again, I don't think I have very much beige right here, so I'm going to come back in. You do want to have a nice, I don't want to say thick, but like heavy layer of beige down for this technique. I also do hair like this. This beige will make a really pretty like shine in brown hair. Okay. Just working around my my grass a little there. And I'm really liking how that is turning out. That looks good to me. So I will tackle the rest of that, get all that put in, and then let's hop up here and get some hay. All right, so I'm gonna leave that how it is for a minute. Obviously, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna touch up some of the spots and things, but it's looking really good to me right now. And I don't want to make you watch me have to sit and fuss over my ground for the next 20 minutes. So I will come back and fix that. So now we're gonna pull our yellows. I got some jasmine, I got a yellow ochre. Do I have 2 yellow ochres? I do. That's how much I knew I was gonna use yellow ochre on this page. Yellow ochre, a canary yellow, a cream, and a sand. And maybe a goldenrod and a touch of yellowed orange. And I will name these as I go through them, so if I don't use them all. So I'm going to start with my goldenrod, and I am going to go around the lines of these hay bales. Nothing fancy. And there is probably a faster way to color the background. You can use, you know, gelatos, you can use gel crayons, distressed inks, pastels, marker, you know. So if you don't want to use all your pencil up like I'm about to do, you totally don't have to. But it does give a nice cohesive painterly look. Now that, well, I shouldn't say now that we're home. We are almost home. After my boy's surgery, when we are here and back on a routine, I'll hopefully be pulling out my ink tints and things, and then I'll have some more videos coming out on those types of things instead of all pencil. But I do like my pencil work, so. Alright, so I'm just kind of putting all the lines she put in, I'm just darkening. Trying to keep them going the same direction. I am going to put some kind of farm washi tape around the edges, so this is where I dropped my red pencil when I was coloring my tractor, and it streaked across my page and left a nice red streak in the middle of my bright yellow field. That's okay. We're going to rock it anyway. We're going to pretend it's not there. Accidents happen. We can turn it into something. Okay. And I'm going to take that yellow ochre. I'm just going to kind of go over all the goldenrod I just put down. So just kind of working in patterns here. Pick a color, color. Pick a color, color. Red streak is going to be trouble. Okay. So making sure I get these. Okay. I'm going to show you these 2 ways because I've noticed there's kind of, I don't want to say 2 types of colorists, but there's some of us that like the more pale, pastel-y kind of feel on our farm pages. So that would be our nice cream yellow here on our hay bale. Some of us like these bright, vibrant colors, which would be our yellow hay bale there. So up to you, whatever way you want to go. They both look good to me. I'm going to go with my cream just because these are kind of a pale palette and I got my beige down here. And then I'm going to add just touches of yellow. Just so my bales all look the same now. Happy with those. Put my yellow down. Okay, then I'm going to take my cream, and I apologize my pencil's not sharpened again. I'm not at my usual station, so I don't have my pencil sharpener with me. But I'm going to color the whole base here now. So I'm going to put that in so I don't rock the camera so much, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got the base in, and you can kind of see the difference in the 2 sides. So I just took a little bit of this yellow ochre and kind of went back over and just, I was trying to hide my little red bloop right here, so I just kind of created some little lines of my own, darkened around the bales a little, just played with it. whatever looks good to your eye. So I will come back and kind of even those two sides out as I go. But there is our tractor page so far. I am going to take that dark green. This is marine green. Again, the sharper the tip, the better. I'm going to flick my grass in here. I am going out of the lines on that grass on purpose. This is grass green. My little petals on my flowers. I got some grass over here that needs done. Trying to make sure I'm coloring the grass. And then I skipped this whole section, so I will do this dirt color. So I'll go ahead and get my beige in there. So I remember what I decided I wanted that to be. Same with this over here. Come in and get that burnt ochre on everything. We went over the sunflowers, just did quick little goldenrod and canary yellow sunflowers. And it's just a little of that beige. I'm just kind of mixing my colors a little to make my page cohesive. So my dirt and my hay look a little more related, I guess you could say. More for the eye than anything else. Let's put some red on this barn. I'm excited for this one. I'm going to start with a Scarlet Lake, and this is a red, a nice red, just like our tractor. Good true reds are hard to find in pencils, and Scarlet Lake is about as close as I can find to a true red. Lots of them go pinky, lots of them go orangey. If you want to test your red or any other color to find out what the base of that color is, let me pull an envelope here. So let me show you. Let me put a couple colors down. Let's see what's another tricky color here. I don't think I'm. Let's try it with burnt ochre. So, this works on any color, but you take a white pencil and you color it, and it will kind of show you what the base of that color is. So see how this one is more orangey? And so, you know, this one will tell you this brown is a little more reddy. But yeah, if you want to know if it's red or orange, just go over it with white and it will pop out. And that burnt ochre didn't work very good on this envelope, but usually burnt ochre has a little more red in it. You can do that with like violet blue. If you color it and go over the white, it will either come up more blue or more purple to show you which color, what color that is. Anyway, back on topic here. So I am going to color this whole barn red. And it is kind of little, but it's doable. So let's see. I'm trying not to color the support boards. I'd like to leave those white, and I will go and erase out my red and go over it with white gel pen just to make sure they do stay white. Because again, these little areas, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. So if I accidentally color something. I'm glad I got my coloring video done the other day when I did, because right after that I was putting my books up and I heard a weird noise. I could not figure out what it was, and I went walking down my hallway. It sounded like a clicking, or I don't know. I would say a shower, but nobody was here, and so I went walking down my hallway, and my upstairs neighbors left their bathtub on and went to work. And it overflowed and was coming through my ceiling. So my lights were crying, my ceiling was crying. Oh my goodness, it was a mess. We are all cleaned up and good to go now, but I'm glad I caught it when I did and that I was here. This is Crimson Lake, so just a darker red. And everywhere there's a black line, I'm going to go over it with this crimson red. Back and forth a few times. I don't want to put in too harsh of a red, but I do want to make it look like these boards are separate. So yeah, I'm telling you, it is always, there is always something. Always. Okay, scarlet red, and again, this is a Scholar, so it's more of a poppy red. If you are using the actual Prismacolors, I stocked up on Scholars a while back when they were real cheap, and I'm glad I did because they're expensive now. I would never pay now. But I think I got my set for like 14 bucks. So. Alright, so now we got a nice barn in there. I'm going to take just a little of this Tuscan red, and I'll probably add a little more when I got this sharpened, but just the same thing, just darkening a couple of these lines. Not all of them if you don't want to, but some of them that. And I am going to darken this right under the roof here. Just adding a subtle little bit of dimension that'll kind of help bring our page to life here. Alright, so we got our barn in. Let's play with a tire. Tires can be tricky. So I'm going to go through, and all these little jagged lines coming into the tire, I'm going to put in black. Now, if you're not doing black tires, that's fine. I'm not going to do mine fully black. I feel like a big black tire in the middle of my page, as much as it would make my tractor look really cool with new tires, I feel like it would take away from kind of my lighter fall colors I got going on. So I'm not going to go too heavy with the black, but I am going to circle this outside circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to blend it out anyway. Okay, then we're going to take a 50% warm gray, and we're going to circle that circle again with warm gray. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to try to stay as round as you can, which I know I didn't do right there very well. But if you make the center of your tire oblong, then it will make the rest of your tire look off and flat. Learned that the hard way. Okay, just going around between all the gashes and putting some gray. I don't want to color over my black and just do it like that because it's going to smear my black sideways, and then it's not going to have the look I'm going for. So I'm doing them individually like that. Okay, and then we are going to take our 20% warm gray and fill in the rest. So it still gives the illusion of the black tire. I am actually going to bring in just a little more black in a couple spots. I can see where it got smeared. I'd probably be better doing that after I got everything blended, but I am not worried about trying to make them look realism or the metal on the tire, the rim, nothing like that. You know, these are meant to be cutesy little whimsical pages. I have seen some beautiful realistic pages, and props to you fellow colorists that have tackled that, but I am not going to put that much into my tire. I don't want my tire to be the only realistic thing on my page. Alright. So again, I will just come back in and kind of touch up this tire with the black anywhere I don't like. Sure nothing's looking too weird or out of place. And that will be my tire. So I have covered just about everything. I totally skipped the gnome, but I feel like at this point I've done gnomes so many times that you guys are tired of watching me color the same little gnome. However, questions, comments, requests, anything like that, please let me know. I would love to help you out. I am going to try to get this finished today or this weekend. So hopefully there'll be a finished thumbnail up somewhere, Instagram, Facebook, or on the video. Again, next month we are going to have a celebration, and you will, even if you don't usually watch the videos. I'm giving you guys a hint for those of you that are watching. We are going to tackle this page, and you are going to want to watch this video, at least the first part, because it will have something to do with the giveaway we're going to do to celebrate for our 1 year. So, again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and I will see you November. A little late, because my boy is having surgery on the 1st. But a little late, but I will see you, and we will have a great time. Thanks for watching.